Garden Estates, Dowdy, Ferry, Tea Garden. It seems like there's no police response at all. We've got people pulling up the side of the road, cutting dogs' heads off, killing them. We're finding bags full of dogs. I mean, every day, this is just the exit Dowdy Ferry for 20, do what they want to do, come back down Tea Garden and get right back on the highway from St. Augustine. And that whole area is just forgotten about. No one comes out. Lady on the same street, called 911. My husband's beating me. 3 days later, y'all come, she's dead in the bathtub. I mean, this area is like forgotten about. And every day it's just, we need somebody out there patrolling nonstop. I call, I make reports. I have people with me that call, make reports, and we're just shooting away to code compliance or shoot away to everybody else. And really, we're witnessing, I mean, it's like, it's horror. I mean, you got bags of dead animals, people dropping off 30 to 40 bags. It's dog fighting, it's cock fighting. I mean, it's something going on out there. We're not getting any kind of response or help. I've made, I don't know how many reports to 911, and I'm just like shoot away like it don't matter. It's animals, and here's code compliance. And, I mean, really, it's more involved in that, and we need somebody out there, like he said, community, you know.
But it's been like at least a year since I've been going there, and the issue has been persistent over and over, same stuff, just different times.
The next time we have one of these meetings, I want you to show up, and if nobody's done anything, then I'll say you're correct. I agree with you guys. We're gonna look into it.
I appreciate that, but we've gotten so many empty promises. You know, it's just I don't think I can handle watching all of that.
Wait, hang on a second. So Lieutenant Glover, he wants to introduce himself and talk about what he's doing with the community engagement. Okay, I'm well aware of your situation. I've met with Dr. Kate. We found the dogs. We've gone out there. We've cleaned it up. We're working on it. Okay, we're working on it. So to say that you haven't gotten a response from Dallas Police or Dallas Animal Services would be incorrect.
Okay.
All right, and I know you do go out there. I know you go and check, and we've actually seen you out there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're out there with surveillance doing it, and we know you've been out there. Mm-hmm. So we are out there doing that. Okay. So please, with this group, don't say we're not. We are very responsible. I have hundreds.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know what you are.
I get it.
So long, does it take a year?
It's continuing day after day, dog after dog, and we don't feel like we're being talked to. When nobody's, I mean, even when there's a high profile murder case, the cops stand out there and say, "We can't say much, but we're on it." And we want somebody to be accountable and say, "We're on it."
Spread the word.
Oh, it's on out. It's out there.
We are on it. We are on it. We have a lot of resources.
Oh, I'm going to spread it. Right, for sure.
So when can we expect a difference? When can we expect for change to actually happen?
When can we get arrests? I want arrests for these things.
So is it going to take a citizen that doesn't, I don't even live in Pleasant Grove. I came here because of that concern.
Same here.
So what if, is it going to take me to go out there and investigate it myself and maybe get shot by these illegal dogs? And then y'all are going to go, oh my God, this woman was shot investigating this all by herself. And then the news is going to get involved, and then what? It's going to take a human life?
Forever.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, please.
Major Schultz, my name is Deborah Whittington. I am an animal advocate, and I want to make you aware of an article in the city code that says, it's chapter 7, section 7.2, and that is regarding the sale of animals or the enforcement of animal things going on. And right below that is chapter 7, article 8. Did you know that there are Dallas police officers who refuse to enforce that code? They told me verbatim, we don't enforce those codes. Those are not state codes. I wrote a letter to the chief of Southwest Substation, Chief Cadena,
yes,
because an officer at the illegal sale of puppies on a public roadway said, we don't enforce those city codes. Well, if you don't enforce these city codes, who does? DAS doesn't have the manpower to enforce them. DAS doesn't have a way to go out and enforce these laws. If you're not enforcing the sale of animals, the dumping of animals, the abuse of animals, the chaining of animals, did you know there's a chaining law in Dallas?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Most of your officers don't know that. They'll tell you standing there, it's not our problem. So the thing is, if you can't get that word out to your police force that the animal laws are what need to be enforced in order to correct the things that Marina has to go deal with every day and that Michael has to put up with out in Tea Garden and all these other areas of south of Dallas, it's not just here, guys, it's all over. On any given day, there are 5,000 stray animals in this city. None of them are in North Dallas because they take care of their pets.
That's not true.
Wait, hold on, wait, no, hold on, wait, no, hold on, wait a minute,
Major, all we're
this
asking
is
you
my
to do-
meeting,
all
and I've
we're
asked
asking
people
you
to
to do
come,
is
but we
is
will
do
be
some
respectful.
enforcement.
No, we're gonna be respectful of everyone's
I am
time.
being respectful, but I
Okay,
want to be
but you
heard.
have to allow someone.
But I want to
You
be-
have to, ma'am.
You're not allowing me
No,
to
you
finish my
have,
statement.
you
I
have to
was
allow me to
interrupted.
finish my statement. I understand that you're here and you were invited here by me to come so we can talk about issues, but you're gonna do it.
So do you want to
but we're
arrest me
gonna-
or remove me?
Do we wanna do it in a respectful way?
I'm trying to be respectful.
Well, you're not if you're talking
Do
over
you
me.
want to arrest me or remove
I,
me?
look, I do not.
Which is it?
Ma'am?
Let's be together with this and try to get some things done, not yelling and screaming at people. That's not gonna get anything done. They're gonna leave, and guess what? Then you're gonna come back in 6 months and say, y'all don't listen. I wouldn't wanna listen at you either if you come to me like that.
Is this your first meeting?
This is my first meeting.
Okay, so then you have no right to complain because you haven't been here as many years as I have and complained about the police, the code enforcement and everything else, and it go in one ear and right out the other. So you have no right to fuss at us that
I'm
are
not
complaining
fussing. I'm not
because
fussing.
of the fact that we don't get heard.
Sir,
They
go ahead
say
and
we
sit down,
do,
please.
but they
Let's
don't.
just take, ma'am, you have a question.
We hear you. I do not want to have to come back to another meeting and hear the same type of responses or questions or concerns. I was sincere when I talked to this gentleman. If I go out there 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4, whatever, it's more than what you're saying you got. We want to work with the community. You are the backbone of fighting crime, not the police department. The number of officers on the police department is set by the people who run the city and the council. The ideal number, I think if it hadn't changed, is basically 3 per 1,000. We were geared to go up toward 4,000 officers by this time if the city had continued to grow. That was under our former Chief Kunkel. At some point in time, the growth in the city of Dallas dropped. It leveled out, and the 3 per 1,000 that would take us up to over 3,900, almost 4,000, was curtailed. Right now, the level of police officers we have is consistent with what most experts think we need, but it's not enough.
Yes, sir.
Just a question, I'm just curious, how many citations were written with code enforcement this last year? I know how many pretty much.
Let me see.
But contrast to what you've on code on other things, I'm just curious what the difference is on citations written for what I consider minute things, contrast to what our issue is in Dallas,
Well, here,
which is the stray dogs. I'll repeat it. And not everybody has the issues, but the issues are in our neighborhoods.
okay, this is how it's done. For particular offenses, code has, a playbook, you can say, of how they're supposed to handle those offenses. Some offenses they can write a ticket for immediately without having to give you notice. Most offenses, code will have to write you a notice first and either leave it at your house or mail it to you. And then whatever the date of the notice is, it's usually 10 days, 7 days, or however many days from the date of the notice before they can come back, see whether or not you've complied with whatever the issue is, and then write you a ticket for whatever you've done. So depending on what the offense is, so for instance, if you have trash dumped on the side of the road, there's no one to write a ticket to because they don't know who did that. And then it's the marshal's office really that deals with illegal dumping. So the marshal's office is really who you should call when you have illegal dumping issues, not code enforcement. Code enforcement can sometimes enforce that if it's on someone's property, and then they can hold the property owner responsible for trash on their property. But again, it's a notice to the property owner, wait to see if they comply, then come back and issue a citation. Now here's the thing, code looks in the Dallas Central Appraisal District to get the addresses for the property owners. If that address is wrong, then the notice is going somewhere else and no one is ever receiving it. So if they write a ticket to that person and that person never appears in court, nothing happens and there's nothing for them to do about it.
You build a strong crime watch in your neighborhood, and it will work because the police officers that come to your meetings, you get familiar with them. I know their kids, I know their grandkids, I know their wife's birthday. Okay, we get familiar. When I have a problem and I go to him with a problem, he gets to go to work right on it. And that's because we have a connection. If you don't have a connection with the police officer, then that's one thing. But you have to build a strong crime watch if you want your neighborhood to change.
So we have to have a personal relationship with him to get something done?
You don't have to have a
I'm just
personal,
making sure.
okay. You don't have to, but it sure helps. When I have a connection with my police officer,
But
what if I
can't make that connection? What if I don't have the time to be there? What if I can only write my request in? What if my council member is never in my district and I can never find him? What if he's always on vacation? Then what do I do? Where's the councilman?
Our council member is on vacation. He's not available at this moment. Hold on.
So I said, oh, so this is out of the jurisdiction, so how come you told me that you were investigating it since November? You know, did the border move or something? But we haven't gotten a response at all.
Colorado gonna say, are you gonna respond? Who is this?
Detective Pena from Southeast Dallas Division, because now they're saying that it's out of city's jurisdiction. This is the latest.
It's out of city's jurisdiction. Well, who's in control over it?
Huh?
Whose jurisdiction is it?
I don't know. Everyone's passing the buck. Nobody wants to take
the
responsibility.
marshals. There's a certain section of Dowdy Ferry Road that's out of District 8, City of Dallas.
Yeah, but the dog dumping is going on.
Yeah, it's the whole area.
Yeah, and it's in
So parts
actually
in
parts
in Dallas.
all of the
parts
bodies
out.
are in district. So the line is close. Okay, don't worry about the bodies that are over the line. What about the ones who are right here in district? You know, ignore those. I actually don't even take pictures of stuff on Middlefield because I know that it's not in district and it doesn't matter.
And how long have these dogs been dumped here, or in this area? How long have you been finding dead dogs in this area?
I first reported a big batch of dead dog remains that were double bagged in black plastic bags, and it was clear that they were dumped by the same person, although their ages were different. I mean, in the manner in which they were packaged, it was the same, same type of bag, same area where they were dumped. I think people just pull over, open their car door, and just chuck it out of the car, go down the hill in the woods.
You think it's the same people doing this, or is this the words out that this is where you dump dogs?
No, I think there is, with all of the black bags, I think it was one individual or one organization dumping multiple dead dogs, over time, just over and over. And I just didn't see it because it's so wooded. And why November is because when all of the leaves finally fell off and I could go back in the woods, and it was just covered with bones and animal remains and rotting bodies. I mean, it's like a murder scene. It's horrible. The bones lie near your feet. When I was getting the Rottweiler today in the morning, I had to climb a steep hill, and there were bodies in bags decomposing, leaking all of the liquid from the inside the bag, and sliding down the hill. And I pretty much had to just step over them, step on bones, just to get this emaciated dog out of there. So, I mean, have you gone there yet?
I will do it soon. We'll go out there with you. That's what I'm saying. I'd like to take a tour with you, stay with you for the day. We'll see how you work, what you do, what you deal with, how you feel. I mean, I don't know how you do it. I don't know why anybody would subject anybody to doing this. I mean, why is the city of Dallas ignoring you? I don't understand this whatsoever.
Yeah, but all I wanted was go to the authorities, give them the evidence, the information I have, and them investigate it quietly, put up cameras, actually do their job, enforce the laws, and change it, instead of me having to go to the media, act like a psycho, go out there, put dead dogs in my car. I mean, spend my days in the woods scanning dead dog bodies for microchips, I mean.
We are told that things are being done, but we continue to see your photos of dead dogs basically daily, and or emaciated, halfway dead dogs.
And I don't believe that anything is being done and stuff is being investigated. Like I was starting to say about Lincoln's sibling, there were a bunch of other dead dogs there. This is when Pena came out, code compliance came out, and the only reason they came out is because I had a police officer friend call in some other police officers who actually made him come out. But the point is, they picked up the Lincoln sibling body and they said, yeah. And I made sure I walked all along the road. I pulled the bodies out from the woods, kind of like by the edge of the road. And I pointed out to them and they're like, yeah, we got this. You're good. You can go. We'll pack them up. So I left and I came back the next day and then they left like 3 bags. It was the ones who I made a little memorials for with flowers. I don't know if you remember. But anyway, they said they were going to investigate and they didn't. And I have pictures, I have proof of that. But then it gets better or worse. So then I called 311 again, to report it and say, hey, this needs to be investigated. And so a report was closed and it said that it's out of jurisdiction. So, they're just, either they don't know that it's in jurisdiction or nobody wants to do their job and they're just, they're passing it, or it's like a hot potato, everyone's like, no, you take it. And
yeah, so you're talking about, it all goes back to Pena, even though she gives him evidence, you won't take it?
Yes, he's never reached out to me to get any evidence, he's never asked for help, and they say, the community needs to be involved. I want to be involved. I'm not saying, here,
You are involved, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm asking, how can I help them to make it better? And I think the problem is so big. It's not just one city department cannot handle it completely, and it doesn't help that it's being completely ignored and just brushed under the rug with empty promises. It takes me about 10 phone calls for a code compliance issue to actually be resolved. But I'm I don't have that time, and when I'm on a street, I'm not gonna sit there and file 20 reports because I just saw 20 dogs run around,
Well, even if you did, you see 20 dogs running around and you file reports, what response do you get?
Well, they're saying it's all about the numbers, and if they don't have the numbers, then the city is not going to know that, they need help here. What about looking at crime rate, for example? Higher crime rate, they need more enforcement, they need more police. Why do they need those numbers? I don't understand one thing about the city of Dallas is they like to count. They love to plan for a plan, this Grow South Dallas initiative. How long has it been going on? They're saying there is no plan. We're planning for a plan. They're doing research, going out in the neighborhood.
It's hype.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's hype.
Marketing, hype. Yes, exactly.
The police said that you saw them out there. Do they invest? What do they do when they're out there? They said they drove by and that was them being out there. What is them being out there?
The police there started when I would leave my car and go into the woods, and people called the police on me because they thought that my car was abandoned. Somebody stole it and trashed it there, which happens a lot in the area. So we figured out, no, that didn't happen. You don't have to, do anything about that. But when I'm standing parked on the side of the road where that's the dumping area and police drives by and they don't do anything, even if I'm wearing gloves and digging and something, I could be dumping for all they know.
Why are these people mad at you that you're the one going out there, you're the one picking up carcasses and trying to get this out to the police and trying to get these animals that are getting slaughtered help? Why are these people that are supposedly dog lovers against that?
Because people who are against me are mostly Dallas Animal Service supporters, or they're on Dallas Animal Commission. And so, I guess for some reason people think that there's kind of pro DAS against DAS or something like that, but it's...
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
Do you hate DAS?
I don't hate them. They're our shelter. They're our only shelter. We need them, but I definitely think they can do much better with the resources they already have.